Welcome to part 2 of the presentation of IRIStool and the IRIS Data Manager project. In part 2, we're gonna see the IRIS Data Manager that is actually built over IRIStool module. As I said in part 1, the IRIStool is a Python package that actually allow you to have a complete integration between pandas and InterSystems IRIS. While the IRIS Data Manager is a Streamlit-based UI that provides you a no-code interface to manage data that are within InterSystems IRIS. You can connect to an instance. We're going to connect to the containerized instance, and you can import data, you can visualize data, make data exploration, plot, and many other things. So let's take a look. First thing is to run the command uv run streamlit run app.py to run the UI. So, okay. The UI is this one. At first, we're not connected, and we can actually modify here the settings. Otherwise, the settings will be retrieved by the environment file. We can connect, okay, and also test the connection or disconnect and connect again. After we have connected here, we can import data into IRIS. And to do so, we can use, for example, the examples provided into the examples folder of the GitHub repository. We have, for example, this sleep, health, and lifestyle dataset. Okay, just by drag and drop, we'll import the data, we can show the data, and actually even modify them. For example, here I can put a 6.5, where is dot? Okay. And we can also set up indices, like, for example, on the gender, on the age, occupation, and I don't know, sleep disorders, stress level, quality of sleep, for example. Okay. And the side, which is the index type. And the vector indexes are supported yet also. So okay, let's just stay for this example with standard indexes. Let's create a table called sleep, and here, I don't know, test. We can use the person ID as primary key, and if this column is not unique, this will return an error. So let's check the data before importing them. Okay, so save to database. Okay, successfully saved the rows, and now we can explore the data. So let's see test and then sleep. Okay, it's here. Can load the data. Actually, we can also load, for example, data from part 1. Okay, like the employee, or it was jazz, I think. Yeah, and musicians. Okay, so these are the data from part 1. But let's come back to part 2. So test sleep 1000 rows. Okay, we can see here all the data. We can download, for example, in a XLSX file. So you can use this tool also to convert data. And we can have here the data profiles that shows you an analysis of all the columns inside the data, both numeric columns with their, I don't know, mean, standard deviations, distributions, etc. Okay, this so few insights of the data, and both categorical columns, so like gender, occupation, BMI, etc. And these are the top values, okay, for example. So you can see either if there is some kind of bias inside the data, like if all the subjects in your experiments are male, for example. And it also tells you if there is any missing value. And you can download these stats and actually look to them. Okay, so you have all the insights here. Then let's now visualize our data. Okay, we can filter data before visualization, like, I don't know, I don't want nurse or lawyers and managers. Okay, I don't want overweight. I don't want females. Okay, we actually will use just 104 rows. So the 27.8% of all our data. And we're gonna see them here, okay? If we clear the filters, we're gonna see all the data. So all the rows. Let's look, for example, to a scatter plot, like the sleep duration, okay, over the age, and let's color by the occupation, and let's size them for the quality of sleep. Okay, this is cool because we can see, for example, that there are groups. Okay, so we can analyze data with this tool. Let's take a look at the histogram plot. Okay, no, histogram is not good in this case, but box plot will be okay. Histogram will be good looking just to one column, for example, like, I don't know, sleep duration. Okay, we can also use more bins. Then there is the line plot, like, I don't know, age and, sorry, sleep duration. And, oh, sorry, no. Okay, sleep duration here. Okay, and filter by the occupation, for example. Okay, so we can see a strange Picasso here. Then pie chart is useful to sample for plotting, I don't know, the quality of sleep, for the videos, sorry, will be called quality of sleep here, occupation. Okay. Then the heat map can be useful to show correlations inside our data. Okay. We can also create aggregation of data, like, I don't know, aggregate the data for age and occupation, for example, and aggregate the quality of sleep. Let's take a mean of the quality of sleep grouped by age and occupation. Okay, you can see how many hours. For example, a doctor at 28 used to sleep, okay, and let's remove the age, for example. Okay, we're gonna see that probably, okay, the engineers are is the occupation where the people sleep most. And we can see some plot here. Okay, like pie chart, export, okay, line chart. And finally, the last feature is the text-to-SQL feature, in which we use actually Olama to convert the text input from the user to a SQL query, like show the average sleep duration grouped by occupation and gender, for example, let's use just occupation because these two models are quite low on the number of parameters. So to have better conversion, like okay, Gemma 2 billion, show the average sleep, less weight. Okay, so the query has been created successfully. This is the query. We can look at it, and there is also an explanation of the query and all the results. So okay, so we can see the average sleep duration uh, grouped by occupation, and this is the query. We can actually change the model to look how different the results can be using different models. The models here are automatically retrieved by Olama integration, so we will see in this list all the models that we pulled from the original entry point file, okay, of Olama image. Okay, actually, in this case, for example, the model that has only 1 billion parameters made a mistake. So it is interesting to see how the results can change while changing the models. This is another question. What is the occupation with the best sleep quality? Let's ask to Gemma 2. So we have also this generated query number 2. And okay, with the occupation with the best quality. So this is not a good answer actually, but okay, this is just a proof of concept. Feel free to try it with better models with more parameters. Well, actually, this is pretty much all from for Iris Data Manager. Feel free to try it with all the samples provided in the repository and with other examples too. So, bye.